it's really about doing, right? So you need to be able to absorb the technique, and I'm like this with other things that I like to look up on the internet. I really like learning about it, but sometimes it can be hard to like get yourself out there and do the thing and apply the knowledge that you've just acquired. So the kind of the cycle that spins up the flywheel of learning jiu-jitsu is to study, and then the next day or the same day bring that information into a class and find a way to try it, whether it's through static drilling with a partner who's just letting you drill on them. A lot of people like to start that way. A lot of our students, after they get a more fundamental understanding of their body and they have a little bit more coordination, I encourage them to try those moves live as much as possible. And I know that at other gyms, if the instructor shows a move and you're not drilling that move, you can get in trouble. You're here to learn for you, not just to replicate your coach. I mean, for some people that is their goal, and that's fine if you have an idol that you want to replicate. But I think it's really important to like find the moves that resonate with you, that you like, that you want to hit, and then bring that into the gym immediately as soon as possible while it's fresh in your mind. Try and drill it so you have the basics, and then try and do it live. The way that the Jiu-Jitsu X resource should be used is to like find a move, pick the technique you want to learn from that set of systems in the course, and it doesn't have to be start to finish. You can kind of like look through and be like, okay, that move, I like that one. That kind of fits into my game already. I'm going to cherry pick that out and kind of add it to my game. Maybe you favorite that video and add it to your favorites library. And then when you come into training, you can look at your favorites and be like, these are all the different techniques from these different courses that I have. And I picked that one because it fits into my half guard game. And I picked that one because it fits into my passing knee cut game. And I picked that one because I like those standing grips. And then that gives you like 2 or 3 things to focus on throughout a week or a month, however long it takes you to kind of like absorb that information and then be able to actually act it out on the mats in a real situation. That kind of builds the neural pathway in your brain. You've connected now the visual study aspect to like the real world. Your body is doing it and developing the muscle memory. And then you just rinse and repeat that. The biggest mistake I see people make is just like taking on so much stuff, like just watching tons of YouTube where it's not really structured, it's not really put in context of what the whole position is and like where the technique actually arises. And they just kind of get overwhelmed and they can't pick anything, and so they just come to the gym and don't have a goal. They just try everything and like, oh, there was that YouTube video, but what was it? I'll forget it. I'll remember next time. But coming in with like the Jiu-Jitsu X app and being able to see your favorites and just reminding yourself like, okay, these are the moves I should practice. That's deliberate practice. It's like showing up with a goal, showing up with an intention to improve. And that's something I encourage everyone to do, not just my students. I think anyone can do that in any gym. It's just a matter of finding the time and the place to be able to practice your moves that you want to practice without getting, in trouble, which I don't think anyone should get in trouble for. Like, everyone is learning online. If you're an instructor that thinks your students shouldn't learn online, you're really doing them a disservice, because obviously the internet has a collective knowledge that is infinitely larger than any one person, which is why I love being a part of Jiu-Jitsu X. Being able to see all these guys come in, I'm getting blown away by the techniques that I've never seen before. And these are moves that these guys have twisted and adapted and created new innovations from that I've never seen before. And I've done a lot of jiu-jitsu and a lot of studying, and so I use this as well. Like a lot of the moves I showed for flow, I've learned from other people and other cultures. Like opening your minds up to like what's out there, I think is really powerful. And that sort of deliberate practice, like using an online resource to then kind of keep notes of where you're at, super, super powerful.